On 16th April, health workers from Health and Social Service Labourers Union and Dev Salik Ish Union at Ibn Sina University Hospital launched a 3-day food boycott to protest poor food, inadequate water supply, and unsanitary conditions. Throughout April, workers from district municipalities organized under the Janel Ish Union staged various protests after the failure to reach an agreement in the collective bargaining negotiations. On 17 April, workers of Chibel, a company affiliated to Chile municipality, went on strike. On 6 May, workers of Narbel, affiliated to Narladere municipality, went on strike. And on 7 May, workers of Merbel, affiliated to Konak municipality, went on strike. The strikes ended with the signing of agreements. However, workers from Chieli and Narladere municipalities reacted that the agreement was signed without their knowledge and approval. On May 13th, workers from Karabalar municipality stopped working due to underpayment of wages. 3 days later, the workers returned to work after the municipality administration announced that the outstanding payments would be made. On May 1st, 16 women workers who had been dismissed from Chile municipality began a march from the front of Izmir Chile municipality to Ankara, demanding reinstatement. After a 10-day walk, they held a press statement in front of the CHP headquarters on the 10th of May. On April 14, 120 workers employed by ATR Yapi at the Sakarya City Hospital construction site launched a protest, led by the Inshaat Ish Union, over 2 months of unpaid wages and denied compensation rights. The protest resulted in a victory on the 24th of April. At the Erlau Metal Factory, workers from the Berleshik Metal Ish Union have been protesting with determination since April 14th against hostility towards union, workplace harassment, dismissals attacks, and low wages. On 12th May, the workers held a protest in front of the German consulate under the union leadership. At Tüpraş refineries in Izmir, Kocaeli, Batman, and Kırıkkale, workers from Petrol İş Union took action against the imposition of low wage increases in the collective agreement negotiations. In response to the agreement signed on 7th May, workers stopped production and organized a mass march. At the Ravago Eastchem and Enplast factories, workers from the Petrol İş Union have been staging in-factory actions since collective bargaining negotiations broke down. On the 14th of May, they held a warning protest and announced that if no agreement is reached during the May 20th to 23rd negotiations, they will go on strike on June 17th. On April 21st, workers went on strike after the Hizmet İş Union and Altındağ municipality failed to reach an agreement during collective bargaining negotiations. May Day, the International Day of Unity, Struggle and Solidarity of the Working Class, was celebrated with widespread participation across Turkey. In response to calls from unions and democratic mass organizations, workers took to the streets in many cities, particularly Istanbul, to voice their demands. They expressed their opposition to the high cost of living, rising prices, heavy tax burdens, low wages, precarious working conditions, government-appointed trustees, arrests, and imperialist wars. At Portakal Plastic and Porvil Çatı factories in Çayırova, workers from Petrol İş Union went on strike on 7th May after the failure to reach an agreement in the collective bargaining negotiations. At the Pulver Chemistry factory, workers organized under the Petrol İş Union decided to go on strike on the 6th of May after collective bargaining negotiations failed to reach an agreement. On the night of May 5th, the workers stopped work, demonstrating their determination to strike. On the 6th of May, an agreement was reached in the final round of negotiations, and the workers' determined struggle resulted in victory. On 7 May, workers organized under the Janel İş Union at İzelman, İzenerji, and Ege Şehir companies of Izmir Metropolitan Municipality stopped working for half a day due to unpaid wages and the deadlock in collective bargaining negotiations that had been ongoing since January. To show their determination once again, workers staged a work slowdown and held press statements on the 15th of May. They announced that they would go on strike on the 29th of May if the negotiations failed again. On May 9, Erol Erek, a father of 4, was beaten to death by security guards of Çelik Holding outside its building in Şişli. He had gone there to demand his rightful compensation. Numerous protests were organized in response to his murder. Following a call from DİSK, KESK, TEMMOB, TTB, the Istanbul Bar Association, and the Istanbul Labour, Peace and Democracy Forces, workers gathered in front of the company building on May 12. These actions were supported by unions, political parties, democratic mass organizations, youth organizations, and UİD'ler. On May 13, workers from the Petrol İş Union went on strike at TPI Composites factories in Menemen and Çiğli, which produce blades for wind turbines. The strike was in response to a paltry wage increase imposed during collective bargaining negotiations.